making plans for Nigel. This boy is electric.
Hi everyone, welcome back for another video, and a very different one this time because it's not very often I comment or react to other people's videos, especially other fellow YouTubers. You know, I don't know why that is. We don't really talk about other people's videos. It's not because they're competition or anything like that. I don't know, you just sort of leave them to do their thing and you do your thing, and it just works itself out. But after watching Mr. Evie's video about his money pit of a house that he's moved into, I can't help but include it in a video and use that video and what the content is there for a comparison to what I have here. When I do data analysis, I like to look at the opposing angles, the opposing views. So not just look at what's good, but look at what's bad. Not look at what's just the highest, but look at the lowest as well. And I think his video really shows that he's starting from a house without an efficient electric system, without solar, without batteries, without insulation. I mean, he's got Lake Garda in the garden, and he's got some redwood trees in the garden that he can't cut down, which all makes it very entertaining. So it's well worth a watch, and that's partly what I want to say. Go and watch his EV on his money pit of a house, and it's very entertaining, but a great contrast to what I'm doing here, because I've done all the things that he's now probably queuing up and planning to do over the years to come. And the contrast between a house that hasn't got any of that intelligence and electronic systems, solar and batteries and insulation, double glazed windows, all of those things make a big difference. So when you see his energy bills that he describes here...
But we're still spending a fortune. Do you want to know how much we're spending?
If you have to.
Yesterday, we spent £30.52 on electricity.
How is that possible?
A horrific amount of money. The day before that was £26.55. The day before that, 1996.
It's a big contrast to my energy bills, and that's what I want to do in this video. I want to have a look at my spreadsheets for how much energy have I been paying for, what my energy costs in November, December, January, and compare that so you can see what it's like if you don't have any of these systems, and then what it's like if you do. And I think that really then highlights the value of doing these things, because Andrew's in the situation where he's got lots and lots of things to do, but deciding which to do first is the big challenge. Now, he's got a big challenge as well, because Flaviana seems to have different views on things that he does. For example, Flaviana's view on solar is...
Solar panels and a battery, I've written down on the list, but Flaviana doesn't want it because it's more money, even though I think...
If Flaviana were rich, Flaviana would want it. But to put 20,000 on the roof for something that I don't even see, when there's so much to be done inside the house, that would, you know, like another shower and yeah, the windows and this and that, I think is a waste when you don't have the money.
Yeah, except it would provide an income, and it's not 20,000 on the roof. Obviously,
yes,
there's part of it is a battery, big battery outside, on the wall outside, and then the rest is on the solar.
Yeah, 20,000.
It's the solar panels. And solar panels are pretty cheap, really.
Which payback, I think, is always a problem to discuss with solar, because payback on solar is obvious. Take my garden solar array that I've installed, 2.4 kilowatts of solar. It costs £1,500 to install. Double that and make that 4.8 kilowatts. That's a really decent solar array for £3,000. But £3,000 is probably one of Andrew's annual electricity bills. By the look of his bills, it's 600, 400, 500 over the winter period, plus the rest of the year. He's probably paying around £3,000 for energy. But if solar could provide 4.8 megawatt hours of energy in a year, because a 4.8 kilowatt array, south facing, good amounts of shade, now not a lot of shade, probably will generate 4.8 megawatt hours. So that's, for us, that's about half our house usage of electricity. So £3,000 can cut your energy bill by half, because if you're not using it, you can export it. So there's a huge value in putting solar in. Compare that to the payback on double glazed windows and double doors. The double glazed windows might look nicer, of course, than solar panels, and that's a reason for doing it, but you're not going to get your money back. You're not going to get payback from that. The energy savings are going to be much less than putting solar in. So choosing what to do first is a very interesting conundrum. So yeah, watching Andrew's video, it really sets the mind going on looking at his project that he's starting right from the scratch and what's he going to do, how's he going to do it. It's a great watch, so I do recommend going over to his channel, Mr. EV, and having a look. Now, I wasn't going to mention it, but I've just seen literally today, just now, that Tim and Kat have put a reaction video up too, reacting to Flaviana's comment that they must be lying, that they like air-to-air heating.
And air conditioning is really good, and it's also a cheap option. If we got an air
I
source
wouldn't
heat-
recommend it.
So I'd just like to add to that and say, yes, we have air-to-air heating, we have Toshiba air conditioning units, and we really, really like them. We don't like radiators hidden behind our sofas and in places where we don't want them. We don't like radiators and pipework that creaks. We don't like the stale feeling of the heat that comes off a radiator and the smell from the inside of the dust of them as well. We don't get any of that with air-to-air heating. It's more flexible, it's a fresher feeling, and with the eco and quiet settings on the fan speeds, it's not noticeable either audibly or with high fan. No, we don't stand under it and dry our hair with wind rushing past our head like Flaviana seems to imply their old system had. It's completely controllable, so you can have it blasting air if you want to, or you can have it really gentle. It's the flexibility of this system that we really, really like, and the freshness that it gives us. It does feel better because the air is filtered. The air conditioning units have got filters on them. The dust and the whatever else is in the air is all being filtered out, and there's even a pure setting where the air can be not just filtered, but I'm not sure what else it does, whether it puts a blue light over the air or something to make it cleaner, but there's a pure setting as well, and it does work. The air feels fresher. So we love our air-to-air heating, and we love the fact that it only cost us £5,000 to put our heating system in here, where our quotes for a radiator-based air source heat pump system were between £10,000 and £14,000. So we love our air-to-air heating. Anyway, enough reaction to Andrew's video. Go over to Mr. EV and have a look for yourself. I found it very entertaining, but the contrast was what I was very interested in. His energy bills of £30 a day, £25 a day, £20 a day, that sort of thing, shows the contrast you get if you don't put solar, batteries and insulation, all those things into your home. So what have we got? Let's have a look at my data for our heating for November, December and January as a comparison.
So I'm just highlighting the cells that contain our energy costs. This is the amount of money we're spending per day with Octopus Energy. Totaling all of those up for November, we get a sum of £52.14, an average of £1.74, and a maximum of £3.46. If I look at the net numbers, so how much have we paid to Octopus Energy net of our export payments, as well as what we're actually being billed for import, that comes to £21.77 net for the entire month, 73 pence a day on average net, and a maximum of just £2.88 net of any exports. Moving to December, we had a lot less solar in December. The total energy bill was £73.88, net £58.84, including any exports. The average per day was £2.38. The net value for that, including exports, £1.89. The maximum, Christmas Eve, with 68 kilowatt hours imported, was £5.25 and £5.15 net of export. So I think already we're getting a good comparison here, that compared to Andrew's bills of £30, £25 and £20 a day, my average November bill was £1.74, just 73 pence when net of any export that I had. And in December the average was £2.38. The maximum was £5.25. 6 times less than the maximum that he showed us in his video. So it really does go to show how little your energy bills can be when you add solar and batteries. Anyway, let's move on and just have a quick look to complete the data here for January as well. So again, I'm just adding up each individual day's worth of energy that we're paying out to Octopus Energy, and for January it totals £60.30, net of export £24.30, a lot less than December's because there's a lot more solar in January, so there's a lot more to come off the bill. And the average was £1.94, 78 pence net, and the maximum was £2.98, £2.81 net. So January, lower costs than December, as I would expect. The big thing that I take from this comparison is the money you spend on the energy company. You know, if you're spending £1,000, £2,000, £3,000 on energy, you're never going to get that money back. So you're much better off spending it as soon as you can on something that's going to save you energy or generate some extra energy, meaning that you're going to reduce your bills and not pay the energy company so much.
Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. It's not often that I do a reaction, and it's all a bit of fun and helps with engagement. So there's no problem with commenting and saying what you think about his videos or mine, because it's all good for the algorithm and it gets our videos out a little bit more. But reaction videos isn't something I'm going to do very often. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and the stats. Now I'll go and work on my end of month update, which will be coming out soon. Take care. See you again soon. Bye for now.